Welcome to section 17.4, part 1. This is the 182nd session of the CISSP exam prep series. This part explores how automation and learning systems lighten the response workload. In this session, we'll look at automating the response to incidents. We'll answer several questions. What problem does response automation solve? What is security, orchestration, automation, and response? How do playbooks and runbooks differ? And what actually separates machine learning from artificial intelligence? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because analysts cannot manually chase every alert forever. Picture a lean security team facing hundreds of repetitive warnings a day, each demanding the same verify and respond dance. Automation frees those people for the judgment calls that truly need a human. On the job, you are the one who designs these automated responses, decides what to trust to a machine, and keeps a human in the loop where it counts. What problem does response automation solve? Traditionally, an administrator handles every warning by hand, verify that the alert is real, then respond, often repeating the exact same rote steps they have done 100 times. Consider a flood attack on a screen subnet. Tools raise the alert, an administrator confirms it, then manually adjusts a server setting to weather the attack, and later reverses that change once it stops. That is slow, tedious, and prone to human error. Automation targets exactly this kind of repetitive, well-understood work. Think of a task you do the same way every single time, and how much a machine could take off your plate. What is security orchestration, automation, and response? Often shortened to SOAR, it is a group of technologies that let organizations respond to some incidents automatically. Instead of an analyst working every alert by hand, the system verifies and reacts on its own, following rules you defined in advance. The hard part is not the technology, it is the upfront work of documenting every known incident and its correct response, then configuring the tools to act. Do that well, and the machine handles the routine flood while your people focus on the unusual. Think of an autopilot that flies the steady stretches so the crew can concentrate on the tricky approaches. How do playbooks and runbooks differ? These are the two halves of SOAR. A playbook is the written document. It defines how to verify a given incident and lays out the response steps in plain language a person can follow. A runbook takes that playbook and implements it in an automated tool, so the system carries out those conditional steps on its own. So the playbook is the plan, and the runbook is the plan put into motion by software. Crucially, the playbook doubles as a manual backup. If the automation fails, your team can still follow the written steps by hand. Think of a recipe card versus a programmed kitchen robot that cooks from that same recipe. What separates machine learning from artificial intelligence? People often use the terms interchangeably, but they are not the same. And machine learning is actually a part of the broader field of artificial intelligence. Here is the cleanest way to see it. A machine learning system starts with a set of rules or a baseline, then improves through experience, getting better as it gathers more data. An artificial intelligence system starts with nothing, no rules at all, and progressively learns them from feedback, then writes its own strategies as it goes. Picture two players learning a board game. One is handed the rulebook and practices to master it, while the other is given no rules and must deduce them from being told only when they win or lose. How do these apply to detection? Behavior-based detection is a perfect example of both at work. A machine learning system takes the administrator's baseline of normal activity as its starting rules, watches for anomalies, and learns from feedback about which alerts were real and which were false, refining the baseline over time. An artificial intelligence system starts with no baseline at all, builds one purely from the traffic it observes, and hunts for anomalies as it learns. One key caution: as the environment shifts, a learned model can drift out of step with reality, so continuous monitoring and retraining are needed to keep its judgments valid. Think of a security guard who either starts with a briefing or learns the building's rhythm entirely on their own. So let's bring it together. Response automation attacks the slow, repetitive, verify and respond work that wears analysts down. Security orchestration, automation, and response handles known incidents automatically once you do the upfront work of documenting them. Playbooks are the written plans, runbooks are those plans automated, and the playbook stays a manual backup. Machine learning starts with rules and improves, while artificial intelligence starts with nothing and derives its own, and both power modern detection as long as you watch for drift. Automate the routine, and your people focus where judgment matters most. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.